Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Ōkami. We've just about wrapped up in Hana Valley. Just gotta get back out into Shinshu Field now. There are still a few things to do, like up here we can dig for our first clover. Oh right, I keep forgetting you have to mash it instead of holding it. And then when you make it bloom... Oh, that's really neat. That's the signature chime of Clover Studios, who made the game, among so many others. And of course, the Clover alumni went on to form Platinum. And you know how much Platinum loves to be self-referential. So we just have to head through the pass where, at the end of the last episode, we saw all of the imps having a party around the bonfire. And pretty soon, we're actually going to get a couple of new combat techniques. New combo is going to open up for us, some new brush skills that will have combat applications, and if I have the money for it by the time we get there, we'll even be getting a dodge pretty soon. I'll be happy to have that, so I don't have to spend as much time jumping to evade attacks. Ah, that's not going to work for the Demon Fang. I think I hit that one. Yep. We've still got a few. And we'll definitely get it from this one. Kind of drew the power slash a little bit above him, but that hitbox is very generous. Hey, and we got double cherry blossoms for time and damage. And by doing that, we open up a new island with, you can see from the shaft of light, that's what indicates there's going to be a buried clover. So there's not only the clover, but also a treasure chest. I think this one is just a scroll. It's been a really long time. Yeah, this one just teaches you about digging. Oh, yep. Oh, I moved forward too much. And now, that's the last thing we're going to be doing in the valley. There are a couple of other things, like feeding the animals. If you want to spend the time to go around and bloom every one of these withered trees, of which there are like, it's like 8 to 10? And I don't, off the top of my head, remember all of their locations. You can go back to where we saw the mural, and there will be the first heart fragment that we could get, just waiting for us there. And in Ōkami, they take the form of solar fragments. And you need 3 of them to get a heart piece. But we'll be getting plenty of those throughout the course of the playthrough anyway. And again, this is not a 100%, not by a long shot. There is so much going on in this game, and most of the side stuff is just kind of tedious and not worth showing unless you're just an obsessive completionist. I am thankfully not. So now we can go back to that withered Sakya tree, one of the great saplings, because we now have the bloom ability. And then, like Isun said, we can also check out Shinshu Field a little bit more thoroughly. We can take our time and hit up a couple of different things around the place. And there's plenty worth doing out here. Not just minor side things, but some pretty important upgrades to be found out here as well. First, we are going to bloom this... Oh, did I not complete the circle? Is that the problem? I don't think I closed the line there either. Usually that doesn't matter too much. Do I have to examine it first? Bear with me for a second. Maybe I have to back up. or I have to do it at the top of the tree, but usually... Oh no. Because I think for a lot of trees that have like any kind of rope or ribbon around them, that's usually where the hitbox is for the brush. Nope, okay. That was just me being wrong. God, these cutscenes are stunningly gorgeous. That is the power of Ōkami right there. It's just a marvelous game. And now we've removed all the cursed zones and restored life back to our big central Termina Field / Hyrule Field hub area. Just feel that fresh breeze. Now that's what I call great divine intervention. If you keep on dispelling the evil curse like this, I bet the gods of nature will lend you their powers. And Sakuya's tree has started to bloom a little bit. Maybe she perked up because you restored the sapling. We're going to check in with her later once we get back to Kamiki Village. Before we go back to Kamiki, as Isan again suggests, it's worth taking a look around here. This just teaches you that you can run away from fights if you feel unprepared going into them. Combat in Ōkami is not particularly challenging, so that's not something that you really need to avail yourself of too often. Now, let's see, what do we want to do first? Let's start with the Demon Gate. Or, the Devil Gate. It's teeming with evil power. But we can't just ignore it. We are a god, after all. So we're going to go through the Devil Gate, and that spawns an encounter. These are always just combat trials. And this one, in particular, is not an especially hard one. Let's break that guard. That's what I mean when I say gray means either the enemy is stunned or they're petrified in some way. And in the case of the red imps, you just use the power slash to break that petrification, make them vulnerable again. Ooh, we can get another 2-in-1. That's sick. Is that gonna be 2 Demon Fangs? I don't think that was. I think that was just the one. We could have juggled him in midair. Perfect. And I think that should do it for this Devil Gate. And there are a bunch of these littered throughout Shinshu Field. And let's grab our reward. I think this is a... Oh, no, that's not the Traveler's Charm. I think we already got that. But this is a Vengeance Scroll. Deflects attacks for a little bit. I'm gonna try to skirt around these, because I do not want to waste the ink on a Power Slash. Now, who to next? I think we need to turn things to night. So that means we need to visit a specific character named Mika. To Agata Forest. We can't go to the forest just yet. And the Pyrotechnic is actually the reason why we need to turn this to night. We can either wait for the natural passage of time, Or we could just go visit this character and we'll always get sent directly to night. You also see this glowing crack on the side of the cliff. But we can't do anything with that yet. Headbutting it does nothing. Ooh, and who is this who's fallen and can't get up? It's Ida of the Dangan Express Service. Don't have time for falling over. People are waiting for mail. What a dedicated public servant. Ah, Ida is the one who needs the Traveler's Charm that we got. So we offer it to them, and suddenly they can get back to their mail route. And we get a little bit of praise for that. Not a bad reward. And Ida will keep popping up here and there. Now, let's see. Luckily, everything is marked. Because it has been a couple of years since I last played Ōkami, so, the memory's a bit fuzzy. In terms of, like, who is... Oh, what? Who is located where? Oh, that should have worked. I don't know why that's happening. Like, the first part of the line is just jarring out. Alright, and this should lead to Agata. Oh no, this is to the shrine. This is where we need to go. Ah, yeah, okay. So there are actually 2 locations here that we need to visit. First, we're going to stop in at the shrine over on the right. And then this is the path to the Moon Cave. The legendary Moon Cave that we've heard a lot about. Dear me, this is awful. Priest of the Moon Shrine, Mika. Most welcome guest has wandered into our shrine. Your timing is immaculate, wolf. Outside is Lake Harami. In the middle of it, there's an old shrine called the Moon Cave, but it's completely disappeared. It enshrines the wicked demon that Nagi and Shiranui imprisoned, and the fabled sword Tsukiyomi. So Susanoo, Amaterasu, and Tsukiyomi are siblings in the Shinto creation myth. They're the children of Izanami and Izanagi. And now we're learning about these named wanted monsters who roam Shinshu Field at night, but only at night. And if we run into them and kill all of them and come back to Mika, we can get a reward. And this is why visiting Mika will automatically set the time of day to nighttime. So you can go about crossing monsters off of his wanted list. And that helps us in a couple of ways. I think as soon as you step out of the shrine, you immediately encounter the first one. Yeah, right away as soon as you learn about them. Akuzo, the Interloper. And something important to note about all of these named enemies is that they appear with a couple of grunts, but you don't actually have to touch any of the other enemies in the fight. You can focus entirely on the named one. And then once you defeat them, all the other enemies disappear. Power Slash for the Fang. Oh, that's a cool freeze frame. Lovely, lovely, lovely job. It's so cool. And then we get to actually physically cross them off the list with our brush. Which, that's kind of a nifty flourish. he will indeed give us a reward. Before we leave this area, hopefully I can do everything that I want to do before we go back today, so I don't have to visit Mika a second time. But we want to stop in the Moon Cave entrance real quick. Even though we can't do very much here just yet, we can still check things out and get a little bit of expository dialogue. It's where Nagi slew the legendary demon. Oh god, and this is such a great visual. This is like one of my favorite spots in the game, just from a visual standpoint. And it's so well composed once you actually enter the Moon Cave entrance and see everything laid out before you. There's some kind of barrier here, never seen one so powerful before. You'd be better off staying away from it for now. So we won't be coming back here until much, much later in the game. I think you do need to pop in just to trigger some stuff to go forward, though. So back to the field. I think next we should be going to the Pyrotechnic before day breaks again. So he was just over here, right? Actually... Oh, hello. I don't know how I actually dodged around that. There's someone else nearby that we want to visit anyway. I remember right, this is the... Yeah, this looks like the dojo. What a pretentious sign. Ami, this here's a dojo. It's where people come to learn sword fighting and martial arts. But who knows if they'll train you here. They will. We'll actually get a bounty of really good stuff in here. The only thing that I'm going to be limited by on this visit is how much yen I have. And this is Fighting Master Onigiri. This man has the worst back problems of all time. Until we purchase... oh, I don't have enough for fleet-footed. That's the dodge. 4 Winds is good, too, as an early pickup, because it extends your combo. Your standard combo. And then once you buy it... That transformation is just straight up out, right out of Viewtiful Joe. And it's not even going to be the only Viewtiful Joe reference in this episode. Now we're just going to follow Onigiri-sensei back here to learn how to actually perform the 4 Winds. It's not complicated. You just press square 1 extra time. Alright, my dude, you can stop talking now. We know what to do. We got this. It was out of range. 2, 3, 4. Wah! We did it. Oh, I love his voice. And now we're free to leave. Now that we've completed it once. I'll just have to remember to come back here when I have... Let's see, I spent 5,000, had 9. I need to get 6,000 more. Cool, and that little pit stop did not cost us too much time since we were right in the area anyway. Now, we head straight across the bridge, and a little bit to the right. Oh, and hey, it's Ida again. Get out of the way, come through. Got a stack of night deliveries to make. The man never sleeps, never pauses. You have to appreciate the work ethic, but that's unhealthy. And that's some useful information about feeding animals, something which we are not going to be doing too much of. So this is the path over to Agata Forest. It's a stream that goes through a snaking cave system, and we don't have any way to swim through there yet. So that's kind of gated off from us. Oh no, I misjudged the depth! This isn't good. Oh man, this sucks. Am I going to be able to make it ashore? No, assuredly not. Oh, God. Please focus on my pun and not the sad sounds of a drowning dog. It's really nice of them to put us back up on the bridge, though. After that colossal mistake. Cool, we are making our way back to the Pyrotechnic now. I'm still gonna try to skirt these. That's not gonna work, though. Should have just power slashed it. But no. Had to get greedy. Oh, and this is gonna be a yellow imp, too. There's something I want to try because I don't remember whether or not this works. I'm gonna see if I can use the tree sprout ability that we got. Nope. I kind of vaguely had a recollection of maybe being able to make the tree sprout wherever he is to expose him, but no such luck. Aw, now it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get behind him. It's okay, we'll manage it once he pokes his head out this time. That's always your big opportunity, is that, like, split second when he pokes his head out before he actually fully emerges. And it's never bad to have a couple of extra demon fangs. And just ahead of that encounter, right before we get into the Pyrotechnic's house, we get a new enemy type. This is called the Dead Fish. That's our first flying enemy. And the way that you knock it out of the air is just by power slashing it. You can also wait for it to throw a projectile at you, like the trees back in Hana Valley, and use the power slash to reflect it back at them. I love doing that. Amy's so good at Tokyo drifting. And this is going to teach us about the Legend of Orochi. But I think... where is that? That's... I don't think it's Bestiary. No, I think that's another travel guide scroll. I think this one just recaps briefly the exposition that we got in the beginning of the game. Hamlet of Kamiki lies nestled in the Shinshu Field of Nippon. The village bears the burden of a sad and troublesome tradition. Each year on the night of the festival, the evil serpent Orochi appears and a white-plumed arrow strikes the roof of a young maiden. That's for the sacrifice ritual. Yeah, we got that story already, actually. This, we can't do anything yet, but you can clearly see the shaft of light indicating that there's some kind of buried treasure we can dig up. Also, look in the background. The ink markings. That's going to be important in just a second. First, let's meet this dude, Tama. You have to talk to him a few times before you actually initiate the next sequence. You're a little ball of fire, aren't you? Tama, the flaming pyrotechnist. Holy shit, his design is wild. I love him. So this one is Bloom with a line going through it in the upper right. So kind of like a Q tilted on its side. Hold on to your hats, kids. Here I go. The brightest constellation in the sky. The Midnight Wonder Boy. And, of course, it's our job to make this contraption work. And again, very overt Viewtiful Joe reference. Alistair has a chapter in the game called Midnight Thunder Boy. And Amy's just enjoying the show. It's another constellation. This one is going to be really useful in combat. Also, it's one of my favorite, god characters. There is so much personality packed into those, like, 7-8 seconds. Too often it's easy to forget that which we cannot see. Hidden away, I had lost track of you. But now my soul is at ease. I, BAKOOOOM, god of explosive force, lend my power to your cause. Use the cherry bomb to lay waste to foes and obstacles alike. So you know how we had that crack in the side of the cliff earlier? The glowing yellow one? This game is so delightful. It's so charming and whimsical. BAKOOOOM, the god of explosions. So we're gonna give our new Cherry Bomb ability a try. And unlock the first of a set of treasures in the meantime. It's a cool effect too. Just think of what it could do to monsters. Hell yeah. Cherry Bomb helps a lot against those troublesome yellow imps, among many other enemies. And we got the rat statue, one of the 13 Zodiac treasures. Just in time, just as it's turning to day. Perfect timing. And now, this is saying that we have one more thing left, which is to go down to Agata Forest. But I don't know why. Because again, we need to go back to Kamiki first before we can actually go to that location. So I don't know if we just need to go to a certain spot over here to trigger a cutscene. But this is just about the end of the road here. At least for the time being. Agata Forest is actually going to be our next location after we're done revisiting Kamiki. And we'll just fill the grass in real quick. Nice thick strokes. Which didn't touch any of them. Did I not bloom them? That should do it. No. My calligraphy technique is leaving a little bit to be desired today. There we go. And now we can bomb the Earth. Wage war on Mother Gaia. Conquer the land. Aw, now I'm thinking with capitalism. Exploit the resources. Worry not about the future. Set fire to Shinshu Field. Increase margins 0.6%. Collect dividends. Okay, clearly nothing left to do there. Let's head back to Kamiki. I love the big floating iridescent signs, signposting where each area begins and ends, so that you can just look up in the sky and get a pretty good idea of where you're going. Okay, that's really odd. I swear I remember the hurt box for these being on the ribbon. No, I guess it's always going to be the branches of the tree, which I guess makes sense. That's where everything blossoms from. It's just messing with my memory. I feel like the game is gaslighting me. Can we get both of them with this big oblong? No. Sometimes you can get multiples at once. Oh no. Dave, draw a circle. That's... Okay. The game took mercy on that poor oval. That poor misshapen oval. By the way, there is a reason that I'm doing this, aside from just collecting a little bit of praise. And I mean a little bit. That was +1. It's nothing. But we increased our our year-over-year... No, Isun, why do you want me to go to the docks of Agata Forest? Stop it, let me go back to Kamiki. Having a good time today. Ōkami just puts me in a really good mood whenever I play it. It's hard to play this game and feel upset. It's a really good stress reduction game. It's just, everything about it's so pleasant. From the mood, to the atmosphere, to the visuals, to the music. To just like, to all of the characters being silly and irreverent. Just everything about this is pleasant and charming. So the reason why I've been blooming these withered trees is because there are a bunch of these in Kamiki Forest that we actually need to heal before we can move forward with the story. There are, I think, 15 by the time you enter the village proper. And then you have to talk to Mr. Orange. They're all out in the open, so I'm not going to make you sit through me blooming all of them. We'll just pick up next time once the tedious bit is done. And you can always come back to this NPC to check in on your progress, see how many you have left to go. So that is going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. We'll pick up with this next time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.